I'm Miss Platt. I am so excited to get to meet all of you and to have your students in class with me this year. We are in room 2, a 4th grade class. So about me, I'm Miss Platt. This is my 4th year teaching at Alvina, and I'm super excited. I know a lot of the kiddos already. I've met quite a few of you already, and for those of you who haven't, I can't wait to dive in. So we have the same TA we've had, Mrs. Flores. She's been here for quite a while and she's wonderful. She'll be helping the kiddos out in class if they have small group, if they need some extra help. She'll be their aide out on the playground as well. And she's wonderful. I'm super excited to have her again. And then as far as our curriculum and our schedule goes, we're going to start the days with math. We are using a new program this year. It's Amplify Desmos, which is part of the same program we use for ELA and science, so that should be really good for us this year. We are using Amplify CKLA for our ELA unit, where we're going to do a lot of reading, some writing. We're going to work on our grammar this year. We're going to be strong writers, being able to go from writing paragraphs to writing essays this year. And then in PE, we are going to be focusing on some of those skills, coordination, sports skills. We're going to do nutrition this year, so they'll learn about getting a balanced diet, limiting sugary foods and drinks. They're going to learn about the importance of sleep and getting rest, stretching. Then in science, we'll learn about electricity. We'll learn about geology, about sound and how it travels. So some pretty fun things there. And then in social studies history, we're doing California history this year, pretty much from the start, colonization, all the way through the gold rush. And that's a lot of fun. And we do a lot of social emotional learning practice in here using Kindness 101. Those are videos you could look them up on YouTube. They're wonderful. And then grading, homework is only 10% of the grade. 60% is going to be like our tests and assessments, our final drafts of papers, projects, things like that. And the other 30 comes from classwork that they do, their independent classwork. And so for homework, I am doing some things to help encourage them. 4th grade, we really start expecting them to be a little more self-sufficient, to be a little more responsible. And but I do encourage them to do it with some positive reinforcements too. So every week that they do their homework, it's complete, they turn it in, they get a stamp and an entry into a drawing for the end of the trimester. And if they have turned it in every single week completed, they will get a VIP lunch at the end of the trimester, where we have like pizza and a movie in the classroom during lunchtime. Last year they absolutely loved it, so hopefully this year they will as well. If they don't turn their homework in completed, they do complete it at morning recess, so they are penalized that way. But it's totally up to them. The homework includes, we do math and ELA Ninjas, which is math practice like multiplication facts, division facts, things like that, geometry facts. And then for ELA, it's like knowing their grammar, their spelling, things like that. And so they get rewarded for those things. They can move up, get prizes, which leads me into kind of our behavior management in the classroom. We use Class Dojo. And with Class Dojo, students get points when they're doing a great job, they're showing excellent behaviors, they're helping another student, they're turning their work in on time, things like that. They lose points when they're being disruptive, when they're having unkind communication with others, when they're not being responsible, they're not bringing their materials in, things like that. And you'll get to see all those points. They show up on Dojo. You'll see why they got it. Once they have points, they can buy things with them. They can get homework passes so that they can get some free nights, things like that. They could buy little stickers and toys and fun pencils and games and things like that too. So there's a lot of cool things with Dojo. Last year, some kids started buying their own things and having their own little stores for Class Dojo, and it was a lot of fun. So we'll get into that, talk about it a little more later. Things that you could do to really help them at home is just making sure they get rest. I know kiddos love staying up late and playing those games and watching YouTube, but getting some rest, reading 20 minutes a day at home with a parent, with a sibling, by themselves, and just practicing showing respect. And then anything you send in the classroom with them, if you could put their name on it, that would help so much with reuniting lost things with their kiddos, like water bottles, backpacks, things like that, especially jackets, hoodies, things that tend to end up in lost and found. As far as water bottles go, I am providing each student a water bottle for the classroom. Welcome to bring their own, but they do have one here. And they also have access to the water fountains and stuff, so there's no issues there with them getting water. Trying to think. Basically our referrals and things, it's the same as the whole school, where if a student's having some struggles with their behavior, we'll provide some interventions, we'll talk with them. If it becomes a pattern, I'll reach out to you and we'll have a conversation. We start with writing reports, and those can turn into referrals for bigger things. But the goal is we help the kiddos and find out what's going on, and we can get them some tools so they can be a little more successful. But really, Class Dojo is where everything happens. I put everything on there. I try to share some of their work samples with you on there. That way you can see their growth over the year. I share pictures of what we're doing in the classroom. So if you're on Class Dojo, just pick the notification styles you're comfortable with, and that would be awesome. I share events, signups for parties, things like that on there. So that would make things go a lot smoother. You can message me on there. It's amazing. It does translations and everything. Unfortunately, I only speak English, so my Spanish is very, very limited, but it translates everything. So it's an excellent way for everyone to communicate. But really, I'm available. So if you need anything, please don't hesitate to text me. My number is on this sheet that you'll be getting. This will come home. But it has my number. You could text, call anytime, email me, message me on Dojo. I also have a class website, and it has homework help on there, a ton of amazing resources. Please use it. It's in English and Spanish. And then really their homework packet on the front also has a little spot where you can write notes to me. If they struggled with something, they're not getting it, they need some help, let me know. We don't have tutoring until after the first progress reports come out, but I'm always happy to help them out at recess, or if we need to arrange something, we can. My goal is for your students just to be successful and be happy. I want them to love learning, like coming to school. And if they're not, I want to find a way that we can work together to help make that happen for them. There's a lot more information in that packet, so take a look at it. If you have any questions, reach out to me. But most importantly, thank you for entrusting me with your children. That's an honor that I don't take for granted. These people are some of the most important people in your lives, and it matters. And I'm so excited to have an excellent year with them. Thank you.